Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I'm your host, Jem. And before we move forward, let's cue that intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are all well. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm in my vest again. Literally, people who see me stream here, they're never thinking he's always wearing a vest. Literally, I'm always hot. Wherever I am, I'm just literally hot all the time. So me wearing a vest is just natural, especially in these periods as well. But anyway, guys, hope you're well. Hope you guys are having a decent day. Obviously, the madness which was yesterday of while we were live, the Kounde news, which was broke by Fabrizio Romano, we will be going through that. But I want your thoughts and opinions. So the way we're going to do this today, I'm going to go through my thoughts quickly on Koundé. We're going to talk a little bit about the contract, the player swap deal. We're going to talk about his ability, because I've seen a couple of sort of Chelsea, minus part of Chelsea fan base being slightly upset with the whole signing and don't really understand why we're bringing him in. I think it makes sense. We're going to delve into that. We've also got a FIFA squad builder, which I've done myself, just to give you an idea of where I think Koundé can play as a 3 at the back, where he can play as a 4 at the back. The lines will be open. I want you all to come on. Everyone that's in the chat right now, I want you all to come on, get involved, have your say. There's going to be a little bit of talk about Haaland. I don't want to continue talking about it, but there's one little update on Haaland which came out, which we'll go through as well. And then I want to talk about the midfielder crisis, the midfielder problem that Chelsea currently have. We only have 3 natural midfielders, Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante. Who's going to fill that 4th spot? I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your opinions, and I want to know what you think will be the case. But before moving forward, let's get to 30 likes, 40 likes. There's 30 of you here already. 30 of you already. Smash that like button, please. Smash the like button. And yeah, guys, we will move on with the topics. But let's go through the chat, because I want to make sure I see who is here. Right, Koundé is clear of Varane, is what Gamer says. Fair enough, bro. You've got PJ Artist, Phil Jones clear of Varane, Koundé and Ben White. Phil Jones, blimmin' hell. Koundé will be better than Varane in the future, is what Shilio thinks as well. You man are talking about who is better, but not deepening what can happen in Duda. Oh, FIFA, what can happen in FIFA. I'll see what you're saying, Duda, Beast. I was like, what is he talking about? But yeah, I get what you're saying. Jim, do you think Koundé is better than Varane? I think Koundé... Is Koundé a better player than Varane right now? No. And as much as I take the piss out of Varane, you've heard me, I do take the piss out of Varane. I call him a pace merchant. It's just to wind people up. He is a top defender, and he has won things. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you've got to respect that. I think Koundé, under Tuchel, who's already shown that he can elevate players' levels, I actually think he could potentially become... He's a top defender now in my eyes. I think he's a top defender. He's got all the ability in the world, but he can be made into a world-class defender. I really do. But that's going to be on him. That's going to be on Koundé. And we will be delving into that very, very soon. Good afternoon, Big Ron, bro. Hope you're well. Romano, Jem. Jem, you just get Tchouaméni. Well, Tchouaméni's got the same agent as Koundé. Could that be linked? We're going to talk about the midfielder problems later on. Is the agent of Koundé, who's also Tchouaméni's, going to play a big part in who Chelsea sign, who they bring in? This is going to be interesting. It really, really is. Jim, Tuchel wants Rice. Do you think Chelsea will get him for Tuchel? No. And we will delve into that later. I'll explain why. The update on Haaland is interested in Chelsea, and we are interested. Concierge, man, it's what we think it is, isn't it? Anyway, but please, people said Chelsea didn't need another centre back. I think you do, because you need to prepare with Thiago Silva heading into retirement age. And you're right. There's so many positives about the signing of Koundé, bringing Koundé to this football club. Thiago Silva's not going to be around for long enough. Actually, do you know what? We're going to delve into it. Let me just bring up the banner, because I'm talking about it as we go along anyway. Yeah, he's not going to be around long enough anyway, Thiago Silva. So why not bring in a young talent like Koundé, who can come in and learn from someone like Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva, for me, is a dying breed. He's a dying breed of player who brings abundance of talent, abundance of talent, abundance of knowledge. These players can pick up so much knowledge from him. We had the same thing with John Terry at the latter edges of his career. Same thing, you know. So at the end of the day, I think 100% a Koundé could thrive under someone like a Thiago Silva. It's important, and Thiago Silva will go. Aspie will go. Aspie will go as well. I'm less confident about Haaland now. I don't think we'll get into Haaland a bit later. We will get into Haaland a bit later. Big up to Wira. Big up to Concierge. Sorry, I can't answer all these questions. There's so many questions coming in, but I really want to delve into the topics as well. Jem, have you heard Thiago Silva's message Haaland on Instagram to convince? It was his son, wasn't it? I swear it was his son. I did see that though, but I think it was his son, wasn't it? Sure, it was his son. I'm sure it was his son. Koundé won't have the pressure of England pressure eyeballing his every performance like Maguire does. True, because he's not English, so there'll still be pressure on him. There'll still be pressure on him. People, there's nearly 45 of you here right now already, 6 minutes in. Smash the like button, please. Please do that. Share it on all your socials. Subscribe to the channel as well. And if you hit the bell notifications, that will let you guys know when we're live. The fact that I've got 40 of you already must be that you guys have done that. So I massively appreciate your support here. And I love having you guys here. I love actually spending this time with you guys and an hour a day and just going through some stuff. And I can't wait till we get back into the season as well. It's going to be hit wicked. Big up to ZVO. Big up to Prototype. Big up to C1 London as well. I hope he's well as well. And Sam. Right, let's talk about Koundé. All right. So yesterday, Fabrizio Romano said out the blue while we was live that Chelsea are interested in Koundé. There was no real discussion in terms of the contract, etc., how it was going to go. And then after I finished the stream, he went live and he then said on live air with Jan and his fellow mate that he was sitting as well that there is a swap deal negotiation going on, which involves Kurt Zouma going one way, Koundé coming the other. Now, that's all we know up to now. That is all we know up to now. We don't know how much it is. I've heard it's going to be a 5-year contract. Now, do I think it's going to get done? Yes. Do I know it's going to be done? No. Just don't hold my word to it. I don't know it's going to be 100% done. I just think that if you looked at how it all happened yesterday, or even the day before, when you all went to sleep, there's 42 of you here right now. When you all went to sleep the night before the announcement from Fabrizio, did anyone think that Koundé would be a Chelsea player? Or even there would be any talks linking to him? Because I didn't. I didn't expect it to spin around so quick as it did. It span around hugely, you know? And the way it just went from bang to bang to bang to bang just tells me that Chelsea are doing things behind closed doors. This is something they've probably been talking about for a while, but we just never knew about it. And now it's like, here you go, have it, because we've dealt, you know, we're pretty much going to agree this. So I think this is 100% a deal that will be done. He will be a Chelsea player. The only question mark of it will be how and what do Chelsea do with this? Do they pass on a Zouma as a player swap deal? Do they just give them the full money and sell Zouma off to someone else? You know, Zuma's got to agree to this as well, yeah, right? Zuma's got to want to go the other way. So at the end of the day, I think it will happen. I think it will happen sooner than people think it will happen as well. I don't think it will be something that drags out. I think give it another 2 days max, and then there should be some sort of announcement that Koundé is a Chelsea player, 100%. I just think it's going to build up to something very, very soon. Big up to Couch Critic. He's in the house. I was on the stream with him yesterday on Baggy TV. I hope he is well. The links will be in the chat soon. I'm just going to fly through these comments. I'm going to fly through these topics myself, and then I'm going to throw you guys the link. Get involved. Have your say. Like I said, keep smashing that like button as well, showing the support to the channel. It would be massively. Sorry, I just got a text message. Massively appreciate it. When you get 40 likes already, thank you very much. Keep hitting that like. Jem, sorry, Chris, what did you say? Wasn't Koundé linked with Tottenham? He was linked with Tottenham, and Tottenham turned him. Koundé turned him away. Koundé turned Tottenham away because he wanted Champions League football. He came out and said, "I want my next club that I go to. I want to be in the Champions League." Why the hell would Tottenham go for him? Why would Tottenham think that Koundé would go to them if he's already got ambitions? The guy's young and he's showing that he wants to win things. Why the hell would you go Tottenham if you want to win things? I know it sounds like I'm being rude, but it's true, man. I'm sorry if there's any Spurs fans here. I'm sorry, but it's true. Why would Koundé go to you guys? It makes no sense. Jens, would you rather have Zuma in Seville deal or Zuma? I think we'll get more value for him. I'd like to keep Ampadu still. I know he's not played much for Chelsea, but I think there might be a good chance that he might later on in his career get an opportunity, get some more games. If not, we'll sell him on. That's how we work, innit? That's how Chelsea roll. Jim, I think the swap deal will happen. Sevilla will don't mind having Zuma as a player. I agree, C1. I think it's definitely something that can happen. Koundé's pace allows our wing-backs to push up further forward. There was a comment about Koundé himself and his ability. And actually, let's bring it up while we're at it. Where is it? Where was I looking at it? Here we go. Let's bring this up. Let's share this with you guys. Guys, keep smashing that likes. Let's get to 50 likes, please. There's this little article here. Obviously, it's only, I didn't really look at who it is that put the article out. It was just how they were explaining Koundé as an individual. And this is what he brings, because I've watched him on and off, and like I said, I'm a huge fan of him. I think he's very good. And a lot of what I think of him is pretty much said in this article here. It says, Koundé is best known for being a right-sided centre-back who can play in either of a back three or a back four, giving Tuchel enough options for an alternative shape ahead of an upcoming season. So right there already, what he's saying is he's versatile. He can adapt. He can play centre-back. He can play right-back. He can play, I've heard he can play as a DM as well. Jules is also versatile enough to slot in as a right back whenever required, making him a much better alternative than the man he will replace. His arrival is likely to be at the expense of Kurt Zouma, and he's right. What he's saying is Kurt Zouma can't offer us that versatility. He can't offer us that versatility, but Jules Koundé can. Jules Koundé fits the bill. He fits the system. He fits Tuchel. If we lose Thiago Silva, think of it like this, right? If we lose Thiago Silva, yeah, and we need to bring in someone, would you rather bring in a Zuma or a Koundé? A Zuma that clearly can't adapt, clearly can't play in this system because it don't fit him unless we switch to a back four. Yeah, clearly can't adapt to it. Or would you bring a Jules Koundé who could slot into the middle? If not, Christensen can play in the middle. He can play as a right centre back. If you don't want him to play as a right centre back, he could play as a left centre back. Yeah, he could play a bit higher up the pitch. His compatriot who will reportedly go the other way, right? So we know that, yeah? Jules Koundé had his first big break in senior football with Bordeaux, blah, 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 blah. Some of Koundé's major strengths is here. One sec, let me highlight it so you guys can see. Oh, why does it do this? I want to highlight this bit. Yeah, there we go. Some of Koundé's major strengths include his ball-playing ability, his pace, and his work rate. And the Frenchman also has a knack for winning aerial duels. Something that I've been hearing across Twitter, across social media, is that Koundé hasn't got the height and he's not good enough to deal with the Burnleys, the West Hams. Number one, yeah, this is the most important thing. We play in a Premier League, which is not back in the 1990s. Yes, you have individual teams that play to their strengths, which means they like playing the long ball, but that's not all 20 teams in the Premier League. If you notice now how the game is played with the ball on the floor and moving forward from the back. So they work away from the back and they work their way up the pitch. That means that you don't see teams looking to hoof the ball up the pitch as much anymore. Look at the way Aston Villa play. Look at the way Leeds play. Look at the way Fulham played. All right, they were gone. Yeah, all the top 6 teams, all like playing out from the back. You know what I mean? Like this. I don't think this area, and even if it is an aerial thing, look, he's still winning his aerial duels, so he must have a good spring about him. He must be able to judge his jumping well. Do you know what I mean? He's like, this is my point. He's not as bad as people think he is, and we're going to get to that. That's something a bit later on. He's not as bad as they think he is in terms of aerial duels. Everyone has a weakness as a defender. People need to understand that he's not the complete article. He's a raw talent. He's 22 years old. He's coming under a manager that seems to be able to elevate players and bring the best out of them. Like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We should definitely be happy with this signing, especially when it's, you know, in replace of a player that can't physically play in, you know, or struggles to play in that role. It just makes a load of sense. Yeah, so his aerial just hit, as seen from his numbers when compared with his peers in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Jules Koundé is a very good passer of the ball. As his technical ability helps him excel in playing out of the back. Over the past years, he ranked in the 87th percentile for pass completion percentage amongst centre backs in Europe, with 90.2% of his passes completed per 90 minutes. Statistics suggest that he is also an elite progressor of the ball from deep, as Koundé ranks in the 87th and 93rd percentiles for progressive passing, progressive carriages as well. So the one thing I've heard about Koundé is that his strengths are that he can take the ball out. Yeah, he can actually even score. He can dribble. He can do a lot with the ball from the back. Something that Tuchel will like. He wants people to be comfortable from the back so that when they've got the ball from the goalie, there's no pressure or there's no worry that they might lose the ball like you got with Zuma, yeah? Right? Because when Zuma used to get the ball, it was like, oh, shit, he's going to lose the ball. Or, oh, he might make that dodgy pass. With Koundé, his ability to be able to move forward with the ball because he's comfortable with dribbling forward with the ball and being able to play that ball consecutively and consistently at a high level is massive. And this is why it makes a lot of sense. Koundé's technical ability makes him a better dribbler than average centre backs as well, as he's completes 0.89 dribbles per game, ranking him 98% of whatever that means. His ability on the ball suggests that Koundé is the perfect fit for the high standards of technicality that Thomas Tuchel demands from his defenders. Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Christensen and Aspie have all excelled in passing out from the back. And Koundé is certain to add some efficient competition to the list. And he's right, he's right in what he's saying there. So I think what we need to do as Chelsea fans is just not over panic about a player that's not even started. Number one, not even worn the shirt, but number two, hasn't even been given the opportunity to play for us yet. So yeah, he might have some weaknesses here and there against certain teams because he's not that good in the air, as many people were saying. Which, I mean, the stats say otherwise. And then people will say, yeah, but the Premier League's different to the Liga. Cool, I get that. But what I'm saying is just give him the opportunity. If he's going to be a Chelsea player, just back him, man. I'll back everyone. Even if Declan Rice came to Chelsea and I don't even want him at our club, I'll still back him. You know what I mean? I still say, no, I'm giving him the opportunity. I want him to show us what he's about. And that's all it's about. Jim, what's your thoughts on the potential lineup for Super Cup? As clearly players who ain't returned yet won't be ready. It will be a strong enough squad to win the cup is what I think I see. I think you'll see most of the players played, in my eyes. Maybe not all of them, but it will still be a strong enough squad. We've got a great squad anyway in terms of depth, so it is what it is. 20 minutes in, 52 of you here still right now. Hit that like button, people. Let's try and get to 50 likes, please. 50 likes. The link will be in the chat with you guys very soon. I will open up the lines as well for you guys to come in, have your say, and get involved as well. Let's quickly fly through some of these chats, and then we're going to jump onto one other thing, and then we're going to move on because I want to get you guys in as well. We'll get to the Haaland thing. It's not a massive update. It's just what I've seen. Like I said, with the Haaland thing, I'm just a bit with it at the moment. Unless we put the bid in by the end of this week / beginning of next, then we need to prepare ourselves that it may potentially not happen, unfortunately. It is what it is, but I'm hoping, I'm showing the faith that Chelsea will do something. Just always have that little bit of doubt in your mind, guys. Don't throw yourselves fully into it. Do you know what I mean? We don't know what's going on. It might be hard for Chelsea to get done. Chelsea might have even put a bid out yet. Look how quick this Koundé moved. Look how quick this Koundé stuff moved. How do we know what position Chelsea are at? At the moment, we think that they've got to put a bid in. We might be past that. Might be something else. It might be an individual. It might be to do with the player. It might be to do with the agent. It might just be that little bit left that they're trying to sort out. Like, I don't know. That might be the stumbling point. Who knows? We will have to see what happens on that one. People, look, we'll get to Haaland, guys. I know there's a lot of people asking about Haaland, but let's stick to the Koundé news at the moment because it is going to happen. I keep saying I've got a feeling it's going to happen. I don't know it's going to happen, but I think it will. The way it's moved, the way it's progressing, how quick it's elevated. Fabrizio Romano announcing and bringing out the news as well. I think it's happening. I really, really do. Jem, the fact we play out from the back doesn't having Koundé help us in playing that way massively. It does. It does. It's strength in depth. If Christensen gets injured, Thiago Silva gets injured, someone comes in who's naturally comfortable in playing out from the back. And that's all it is. That is all it is. Yeah, I agree. Are you surprised Kimpembe was picked ahead of Koundé for France? Well, Koundé got injured, didn't he? You know, Koundé did play, but he was playing as a right back for France, and then he got injured, and we didn't really see him again. So I would have liked to see, not really, because Kimpembe is a top defender as well. Let's get it serious. He is a top defender as well. Fact, Jim, I think Koundé is slightly overrated, but when it comes to Chelsea, you have to give the guy a chance to prove himself, and that is it. Big up to my guy, the Blues Lounge. He's out at the moment, but make sure you go and subscribe to him as well. The Blue Lounge, great channel over there as well. 66 of you here means we should be at least on 60 likes. Subscribe to the channel, people, as well. Please do that, and the link will be in the chat very soon. Zevio Genius says, I have a very high feeling on Koundé. I can see this happening by the end of the week. Yeah, I agree. Fab's tweeted about Koundé, is he? Is he? Oh, don't do this to me again. Have we got some more breaking news about to come in? Where? I hope you're not lying to me, because now I'm having to have a look. Please don't. Oh, there is. There is some breaking news for you guys. People, breaking news. Get to 60 likes. I'm going to show you guys. Let's do it. Where is it? Fabrizio Romano has just come out 1 minute ago with this comment. Chelsea and Sevilla are discussing to reach an agreement for Jules Koundé / Kurt Zouma swap deal. Talks progressing. Chelsea now offering around 30 to 35 million and included in the negotiation. Really? They're offering 30 to 35 million euros and Zouma. Personal terms are not a problem for Koundé, who's waiting to join Chelsea. That tells me it's going to happen, guys. That tells me it's going to happen. But what's confused me about that is, why are we giving them Zouma? Why are we giving them Zouma and giving them 30 to 35 million on top? Euros. So how much is that in sterling? Let's have a look, because I'm really bad at this stuff. Let's have a look. 35 million euros in sterling. How much is that? It's £29.762 million. So they're getting just under £30 million from Chelsea. Just under £30 million from Chelsea sterling. Yeah. And on top of that, they're getting Zouma, who I thought was at least valued at around 30 to 40 million sterling. Maybe not. But that has surprised me. I didn't think we would be offering that much money. Because if we do that, how much are we giving them in total? Because Zuma's got to be at least, what do we rate Zuma then? He must be at least 30 million. If we're giving him another 20 on top, we're giving him nearly just under 60 million. 70 million, 60 to 70 million for Koundé. I don't get it. Chelsea are going to play 30 to 35 million. It's a steal. It is a steal. Don't get me wrong, because of his age. Don't get me wrong. And I think Koundé's a top player. But I just thought a player swap would be enough, maybe with a little bit on top. But that little bit on top of 35 million euros is still equivalating to just under 30 million sterling, people. But we'll be opening up the lines very soon for you guys to get involved and have your say as well. I said this yesterday, Jam. It will be exactly the same deal as when Spurs wanted him. Yeah. Romano Gem again, hot off the press. Listen, you've got the breaking news again. It always seems to be happening, lucky enough for me, around this time when I stream. But the breaking news is right here, guys. Fabrizio Romano has announced that Chelsea and Sevilla are discussing to reach an agreement for Jules Koundé / Kurt Zouma swap deal. Talks progressing. Chelsea now offering around 30 to 35 million euros and Zouma, including the negotiations. Personal terms are not a problem for Koundé. We knew that. He told us this yesterday, that this wasn't an issue. Who's waiting to join Chelsea. So he's waiting to come, guys. He's literally waiting to come. And it's going to be mad. It's literally going to be mad. And I wonder what people were saying here. Look at Pies, man, with his comments. Chelsea news, Chelsea news, Chelsea news. Oh, what did United Trade say? That's a class deal, to be honest. Yeah, it is. It is. And I want to know what your thoughts and feelings are, guys. What are your thoughts and feelings on what Fabrizio Romano has just announced 5 minutes ago? Are you happy with the way Chelsea have dealt with this? Are you happy? Let me update my banner, guys. 2 seconds. Let me update my banner. Koundé to Chelsea on a swap deal for Zuma. Plus 30 to 35 million euros to 35 million euros. And then if we put here Fabrizio. Sorry, guys, I'm like, I am going to talk to you guys 2 seconds. I'm just trying to get this. Hang on. So there you go. For plus 30 to 35 million euros, Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted as well. So let's go through some of your chats. I did want to go on to other topics, but every time I want to go to another topic, something comes out of the blue. Something comes out of the blue, and it's absolutely mental. Big up Jose CFC. Yeah, guys, let's get to 70 likes. We're at 60 already. There's 80 of you here right now. Smash that like button. Subscribe, please, if you're new to GNA TV as well. We will continue to try and bring you the most up-to-date news as we go along. As we go along as well. He had a release cost of 80 million, is what Sean's saying. Chelsea value Zuma at 25 million is what DT Thomas is saying there. Is it? I think that's quite... Do you not feel that that's undervalued? Question for you guys in the chat. How much should Kurt Zuma be valued at? How much should Kurt Zuma be valued at? Let me know in the chat. Big up Zabib. Big up to you guys. Big up to all you guys in here. The link will be in the chat. I want you guys to get involved and have your say. Blues Lounge, 70 million for Koundé. Yeah. Well, we don't know. It depends on what we value. No, I mean, how much is Koundé valued at? He must be at least 40 to 50 million. Is it euros? He must be. Everyone seems to be pretty gassed and happy with it. 40 million is what Couch Critic is saying. Zuma over 40 million value. Do the maths. Yeah, so it's going to be 70 mil, isn't it? It's actually going to be 70 mil when you think about this. It's actually going to be 70 mil. Yeah, so if you work it out, he's going to cost us around 70 mil in total to bring him in. Okay, well, fair enough. On the transfer market, he's valued at 32 million pounds. So interesting stuff. He's valued at 32 million pounds. All right. We are going to come back to this Koundé news because it is the big news coming in, but I do need to jump into some other quick news with you guys while we're at it. Before we leave here, there's 85 of you here. Smash the like button. Let's get to 80 likes. Fabrizio Romano, 137 has just literally 5-7 minutes ago has just tweeted Chelsea and Seville are discussing to reach an agreement for Jules Koundé / Zuma swap deal. Talks progressing. Chelsea now offering around 30 to 35 million and Zuma included in the negotiations. Personal terms are not a problem for Koundé, who's waiting to join Chelsea. So we will get back to that. I want to open up the lines to you guys very, very soon. There was one little comment that came out. Where was it? Now I've got to find it. It was this 3 hours ago that Fabrizio Romano was talking about. And it is talking about Erling Haaland. And I don't... What's going on there? What's this doing? Yeah, so the Haaland stuff. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano's come out and he's highlighted this. Borussia Dortmund's Sebastian Kehl to build. Will Haaland stay this summer? Yes. In the discussions with Raiola for Marlon, I did not have the feeling we have to meet again about Haaland. We don't want to give him up. Obviously, they're not going to want to give him up. That's obvious news. We know they're not going to want to give up Haaland. That's been the story blimmin' since Chelsea were announced to be of interest in him. The only thing I would say, people, is, and I've been saying this a number of times on here, if we do not put in a bid by the end of this week, / the beginning of next week, we do need to start setting ourselves up that this might not happen, and he will go next season, and there will be a number of clubs that will want him. There will be a number of clubs that will want him, and it will make it hard for us. It will make it hard for us. Chelsea have the opportunity to sign the next big thing. When you look at Haaland and you look at Mbappe, they are for me the next level since Messi and Ronaldo, who are slowly sort of moving on with their lives now, probably slowly quieting down. Retirement will come soon for them both as well. They're the next two big things. And to have the opportunity of having Haaland at our football club and playing and wearing that Chelsea shirt makes this deal even bigger. The fact that we could get him playing for us, and he will break records. If he does come to Chelsea, he will break records from next to none. I really do think that Premier League records, I think he will break the records at Chelsea as well. He will catch up with the Lampard. He will catch up with the Lampard record if he sustains longevity with the club. He will do that. You know, but reading into this, it's against another person for Borussia Dortmund saying that he hasn't heard anything about Haaland leaving, so they're assuming he's staying. And they just, and pretty much his feeling is that Haaland will stay. Raiola's not said anything to him about it, and Dortmund don't really want to give him up. So there's not much really more to look into. And I don't know. I want to know what your thoughts are as well. Just quickly go through the chat. Just fly through this chat because, like I said, I don't really want to dwell in it too long. I want to stick to the Koundé news. The Koundé news for me is the bigger news today. And like I said, unless we get that bid, there's nothing to talk about other than just give some updates here and there. Chelsea's so quiet, then just come out of nowhere. Big up to Lambs as well. It's true. It's true. If Fikayo is 25 million, Zuma is not going to be a lot more. But surely he is. I thought Zuma was about 35 to 40 mil. I really did. Some people telling me he's 30 mil. You know, I agree, Zoeb. A solid striker is needed. Massively needed. Chelsea own with a donation again. Big up to him as well. Thank you for that. Good we're getting Koundé, but I'm upset the club haven't even wrapped up the Haaland deal and we are focusing on a defender. Get what we need first. I get that, but this is where I disagree. Because if this was a deal that we could have, that's been excelled to move quicker than the Haaland deal, which it obviously is because the Haaland deal is gigantic. If Koundé's agreed that he wants to come, if Chelsea are happy to pay the money, if Seville are happy for the swap deal, yeah, look how quick this has moved. This has only been 1 day since we've known about this news. Yeah, if Chelsea can get deals done that are going to move as quick as the one that Koundé's is, then just get it done. Why are we going to wait for the Haaland news to then invite, other players in then? It just doesn't make any sense, guys. For me, it doesn't make any sense. If we can get deals done left, right, and centre as quick as we are now, like Koundé, and we want these players and they're our targets, get them in. Koundé is a top player. Koundé is going to be a top player for this club. You know, I really hope he shows that as well. Dimarex just said the deal could be completed in the next few hours. 25 million plus Kurt Zuma for Jules Koundé. We are going to get back to the Koundé news very, very soon. Let's get back to Haaland. If Chelsea don't get Haaland, would you take Lukaku? I would, but I just think it's going to be a hard thing to do. I don't see how we get Lukaku to come in. At the same time, I don't see Inter Milan turning away that money. So if we can't get Haaland because there's a problem with not the off the bid, it's an agent thing, a player thing, or whatever thing, then use the money that's been signed off, providing that Chelsea are happy to do so, and put it towards a Lukaku and throw 110 million in or something. Get him in. Do you know what I mean? People, there's 90 of you here. Let's try and get to 100 likes, please. 100 likes for this stream. Please smash that like button. If you're new to GNA TV, subscribe. We're on our road to 2K, and we're moving massively quick as well. 34 minutes in. Please continue to show your support. The link is going to be in the chat in 5 minutes. 5 minutes links in the chat, but I need you to get to 100 likes. What are we on at the moment? Guys? Let's have a look. There's 100 of you here now. We're at 76 likes, guys. I need 25 likes from you. 25 likes. And the link will be we've got 100 of you guys here right now. I'm not positive anymore about the Haaland. It's not coming to Chelsea after all. That's what Andre feels. And Andre, I understand why you feel like that. You know, we have to gear ourselves up, guys. We have to gear ourselves up that it might not happen. I don't want to keep coming on here and saying it's going to happen. You know what I'm like. I'll give you how I feel about the situation. And how I feel about this situation right now it's up in the air. Yes, can he come? Potentially, he can still come, providing Chelsea put that offer in this week, the end of this week, or early next week. If they don't, then just set yourselves up that it potentially is not going to happen. It just may just not happen, you know. Kaku saying that smash the like button. Mods, if there is any mods in the chat, let me know how many likes we've got on this stream. The link will be in the chat soon. So that's the news on Haaland. Anyway, that was the news on Haaland. Not much news, let's be serious. I want to divert back into the Koundé news, which is the big news right now. And the big news that Fabrizio Romano came out with as well. Let's go back to it. I have got a FIFA squad builder, actually. Before we go back to Fabrizio Romano, let's just quickly do the FIFA squad builder, actually. A little bit of fun. Let's have a quick little bit of fun while we get into 100 likes. Come on, guys. Get us to 100 likes. And then the link is in that chat for you guys. And then we'll get involved. Do a good hour with you guys to get in as well. So, did I even... 1 second. Yeah, there you go. Koundé comes in. Ignore the whole formation layout. But if Koundé comes in, this is how he plays. This is how we fit him in. This is how Koundé fits in to Chelsea. If we play three at the back, this is my preferred team. Mendy, Koundé, Silva, Rudiger, Jorginho, Kante, James, Chilwell. I mean, I'm not including Haaland in this because we don't know. I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm just going on what we have. Koundé can play in this position. Koundé could potentially play in this position with an Aspie. Koundé could potentially play in this position. So my point is that Koundé can play across the back three. He can easily play across the back three, right? Now, if Tuchel really wanted to switch it, say we get the striker we want and say we do bring in a Haaland, what that allows us to do is it allows us to navigate a different formation. So if we're going to play in a different formation, just bear in mind some of these players are going to be muddled up. You might be able to see Koundé play as a... Reece James, go over there. You might see Koundé being able to play like that. 4 at the back. I know people don't like to see it, but you could potentially see Koundé playing next to Thiago Silva. Or if we don't do that, yeah, we do this. We take him out. We put Rudiger there. And we throw in a Chilwell, who I don't even know who's on the... Oh, he's on the pitch already. Chilwell's already on the pitch, guys. He's there. You know, a Chilwell. And then whoever wants to go in there, you can put whoever, you know. But that's a shit 4-2-3-1, so ignore it. Their 4-2-3-1's a shit on it. It doesn't even look right. But, yeah, look, Koundé can play at the right back. He can play comfortably in the right back. He can play as a centre-back if we need him to. Say we get injuries to Thiago Silva, Christensen's out for a couple of times. Him and Rudiger could slip in together. You could have Chilwell and you could literally have Chilwell and James. I'm just trying to show you guys how versatile Koundé is, what he brings to this team, because it's huge. Like, it's not just one position. It's being able to play multiple positions across the back. He could play as a centre-back if Christensen and Thiago Silva are injured. He could play as a right-back if Silva's fit and Christensen's in. This is if we went to a back four. He could be backup. He might not even play. He might even be backup to them. We lose a couple of midfielders. I know, say Jorginho, Kante and Kovacic are injured and we need a midfielder. He could play. I've seen, apparently he could play there. He's so versatile. He gives you so much. He gives us so much. It's mad. And it's going to be interesting. It's really going to be interesting to see. Why have I still got the Haaland banner up? Sorry, guys. 144 of you here tells me that we need to have 100 likes. Have we got 100 likes? Have we got 100 likes, people? Let me know. Oh, we're 9 away. We're 9 away from 100 likes, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. The link is going in the chat in a couple of minutes. That squad builder was just a quick squad builder for you guys. I just wanted to show you guys the versatility of the individual that we're bringing in. Right back, centre back. Play in the back three. He could play as a right centre back. He could play as a left centre back. We have injuries in midfield. He could slip in there. Why? Because he's comfortable on the ball. He's comfortable on the ball. He can move forward with the ball. His ability to be able to move forward with the ball and distribute is key. He gives us something that we haven't had for a long time. The link is going in the chat. I've just been told we've got 100 likes by Pete's sake. The link is in the chat. Come in and have your say. We even got to talk about the main news. The main news was, not main news. Main news. The third bit of news was the midfielder aspect. The midfielder aspect. You know, let's quickly share this as well, just to give you guys the most recent. Come on, what's going on here? Come on. Fabrizio Romano has come out with this comment here. It's going viral. Live on GNA TV. I'll break it to you. I think I'm one of the only guys that is live at the moment. Chelsea and Sevilla are discussing to reach an agreement for Jules Koundé / Kurt Zouma swap deal. Talks are progressing. Chelsea are now offering around 30 to 35 million euros and Zouma included in this negotiation. Personal terms are not a problem for Koundé, who's waiting to join Chelsea. I want your thoughts and feelings. I'm going to bring people in. We've got so many people already in the back already. Stephen, you're going to have to come back in, mate, because it says you're not connected, so I can't add you in, unfortunately, mate. On the ball, he's a beast. 102 likes. Thank you, guys. 102 likes. Massively appreciated. And subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, guys. We've got CEO Genius who's with us as well. Enos is with us as well. Stephen, you've got to come back in, bro. I have to kick you for a second because your device is not working. I can't get you on. Lads, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Jim, mate. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm excited. It seems like every time I'm uploading, a Fabrizio Romano
second day
statement is broken, and it's great news. ZVO, I mean, I want to talk about what Fabrizio's just come out with here. Obviously, we were told yesterday that Zouma was a part of the swap deal. We knew this. We just didn't know how in depth, it was. And now obviously he's come out today and said that it's going to be Zouma plus 30 to 35 million euros. What are your thoughts on Chelsea's sort of dealings there, mate?
I mean, I think it's a good deal having Zouma in because having that three at the back, Kounde, Rudiger, Silva, is lethal. And I think, Zouma's time is, reached. I think it is a perfect time for him to leave, and putting him in this deal would be fantastic. It'll save us so much money. It'll give him a new spot at Sevilla to have a starting. So it works both ways. I'm hoping for, as Zouma 30 million, I'm hoping not for 25, but he's around worth 25, 30. But ultimately, this is a fantastic deal, and I can't wait to see Koundé in the bridge, hopefully by the end of the week.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. I definitely agree with what you're saying there. Before we go to Enos, I've got Cassie, Mamam. Oh, he's gone. He got cut off. Mo was there, but he got cut out. It's only me and you. I thought Enos was there as well. He's disappeared.
Oh, this is one.
People were trying to get Stephen. I don't know why, mate, but it won't let you get in, mate. I can't. I don't get why it's doing that. Why would it say device not connected? Do you know, ZVO? What does he need to do?
No, maybe it's maybe go on a laptop computer. It doesn't work well on phone if you're on an Android.
Oh, right. You might need to come in, bro, on a different device. Guys, I'm going to throw the link back in the chat again. There's 170 of you here again already. Links in the chat. Come in and have your say. 170 people. Mo's here as well. Mr. Blues Lounge himself is in the house.
Yo. How's it going?
Not bad. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not at home, as you can see.
That's fine.
But I thought I'd jump in and see what's going on.
Well, yeah. It's big news. It seems like Fabrizio Romano's come out with some sort of clarity on where we're at with the contract and what we're trying to do.
Sorry, Jim.
Mo, what's your thoughts on it?
Just bear me a second. I'm just trying to
go on,
set audio. It's linked to the car audio and the headphones. Give me 2 seconds.
No worries, mate. No worries. Fofana is better than Koundé. This guy needs to adapt to Premier League. Do you agree with that, ZVO?
Get out of here. I swear this guy came in yesterday saying the exact same thing. Mate, nah, this guy's joking. He's got to be joking.
Can't wait for him to get Chris Wooded. Look at all the salty Man United fans coming out. And there's so many Man United and Arsenal and Tottenham's all in here. There's 163 of you here. Not all 163 of you are Chelsea fans. I know it. I know you're in here just throwing your salt out. We don't mind it. We don't mind it. But just hit the like button
It's
for me,
friendly
please.
banter.
That would be nice of you. Please hit that like button. 170 of you here. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you do that as well. And while there's 170 of you here right now, ZVO, what's your channel, bro? I've just seen that you've got a channel. Let people know where they can find you as well.
Yeah, man, I'm on CFC chats. We're close to 2K subscribers like you. You know, we're live every week like you too. So go check it out, guys. Appreciate if you subscribe.
Yeah, like I said, guys, go and check him out. 168 of you can go over there and subscribe. It would be great. Coach Critic's just laughing. I love it. You faked us on the thumbnail. What did I fake you on?
Nah, your thumbnail seems fine.
What, it's Koundé? Just a picture of Koundé, isn't it?
Yes. I'm not sure why he's mad.
I don't know. Mo, you're back with us. Can you hear us, though?
Yeah, I can.
Wicked. Right, look, the news that's broken from Fabrizio Romano has given us a bit more clarity as to where we're going with it, or Chelsea, or what Chelsea are trying to do with it. What's your initial thoughts on the 30 to 35 million euros plus Zuma deal?
The same as you. I'm a little bit surprised at the price. Again, I thought Zuma was going to be valued in the 30 plus million pound figure. You're just going off what Tomori was sold for. But at the same time, if we're looking at 30 million for Zuma, then plus another 30 million for Koundé, 30 plus 30, we're looking at 60, 60 plus million for Koundé. It's a little bit much. But again, he's a very good player, very talented player, young player, and is one definitely for the future. So I can see why Chelsea would be prepared to pay such a high price for him.
Yeah, and I think he's definitely one for the future. He's something that I think he's a player that brings a lot of. He's got a lot of talent. The thing with Koundé, and I've said it on your channel as well. It's his versatility. It's his versatility to be able to adapt to different systems, to different formations. If we have injuries in the centre back position, he comes in. If we have an issue with the right back situation, he comes in. If we want to play four at the back, he can play right back. He can play centre back. If we have injuries in the midfield, say we lose Kounde and Kovacic and Jorginho's on his own, he can play there. Why? Because he's good with the ball. He can move forward with the ball. His distribution with the ball is very, very, very good. He gives us so much options, and I'm so happy. I can't wait for people to see this. I really can't, because you know that I do like him quite a lot. He's a player that I rate quite highly, and I really hope that he comes to Chelsea and actually shows you guys what he's about. And looking forward to it, man. Really looking forward.
Yeah, I mean, Jem, if we look at the two aging defenders that we have in regards to Aspi and in regards to Thiago Silva, Koundé can do both roles pretty well. And Aspi being a centre back as well as a right back, he can do the same. Koundé can do the same. Yeah. And in regards to Thiago Silva, also one crucial aspect is Koundé can communicate pretty well with Thiago Silva as well as Aspilicueta. And again, in regards to the goalkeeper, Mendy, all speaking French. So that is also a positive aspect that we need to look at.
I agree, bro. I definitely agree with that. Josh is with us as well. Josh, bro, how are you, my man? You all right?
What's up, guys? I'm doing well. How you doing?
Not bad, bro. Not bad. What's your thoughts on the announcement that Fabrizio Romano has come out with the 30 to 35 million euros plus Zuma? What do you think that's a good deal for Chelsea?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a fair deal. I mean, Koundé, he does have an 80 million release clause here, so we're talking about a guy who does have a high release clause. So I think if you get anything under that, it's a steal. It's a win for Chelsea. I mean, listen, Zuma's our fourth ranked center back, fourth on the chart, probably, if you had to pick one. So
yeah,
I think it's a little unfair to value him like a crazy high valuation. 35 is probably what they are valuing him at, considering that if they're going to throw 30 million in. So if you get, that's 25 million off of his release clause, I think that's a win. Like you said, he's extremely versatile. I don't know how many people got to watch him, but his passing of the ball is sensational. He's 2 foot. Yeah. He's 2-footed. Can play on both sides, left or right center back. Can play right back. Very pacey. I think he had the I know people talk about his height, but he did win 64% of his aerial duels in the La Liga last year. So very, very good center back. Very good player in general. He fits our profile perfectly. You know, he's only 22 years old, I believe, 22, 23, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a great signing.
He is. He's gonna. I actually think he's going to be a top player for us, and it just makes a lot of sense. And what I love about it is how quickly we moved with it. More than anything, it was like 2 days ago. Would we've ever expected Koundé to be a Chelsea player? Like, it just come out of nowhere, didn't it? It was like, there you go, bang, have that, Chelsea, you know. And it's a great signing. It's a great player that's coming. There's over 200 of you here right now. We've only got 117 likes. Please smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well, please, and hit that bell notification. If you hit that bell notification, it will let you guys know that when we are live as well. We've got Joshua with us as well. Joshua, how you doing, my bro?
Who's yourself? How you guys doing?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. What's your thoughts on this deal with Koundé, mate? Are you excited?
I am excited for the player, but I think the fee though is a bit too much in my opinion. Because 35 million plus Zuma. That's a bit, you know, that would probably be like 70 million in all. So I think that's maybe a bit too much, in my opinion. But Koundé is a good player. He'll be a good addition to our team. I'm just focused on the striker situation at the moment. That's my main target at the moment.
Yeah, I hear that. Does anyone disagree with Joshua there? Do you think?
Yeah,
Go on.
quickly, sorry, Jim. Yeah, I don't think the fee's 70. I think the maximum is 50. I don't think it's a $7 million fee, and for 50 million fee, I think Zuma needs to go because I don't think he's ever going to be starting for Chelsea in the big games where we really need him.
Yeah.
How much you guys value Zuma though? That's the thing. That it depends on how much you value that.
Right.
I
Well,
mean,
I
he's
think
valued about 25.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I sort of agree. I think that's kind of where the value, you know, what the final number is sort of up to however you determine Zuma's worth. It's either 60 or 50, you know. So if you value Zuma at 30, it's 60. If you value him at 25, it's 50. Either way, it's less than 80, which if you wanted to pay his release clause is what you'd have to pay. So for me, it's a Marino win. I just think he's, if you want to compare him just to Zuma, he's levels on Zuma. And Zuma, we all know he's good in the air. He's been, you know, a really good Chelsea servant and player for, you know, several years now. But we all know his limitations. And if you're with Thomas Tuchel, your center backs have to be good on the ball, and it's just not his forte. So I think it's a good move for him as well. He gets to go to another league, another country where I think it will benefit him. I think he'll do well in La Liga. And we don't have to worry about seeing him, you know, a couple times a year. If we sent him to an Everton or Spurs or something like that, we don't have to worry about seeing him. So I just think it's a win. I would encourage anyone, if you haven't seen Jules Koundé play, go look up at a Jules Koundé highlight film or a tape of some of the stuff he can do. He's an extremely good player. So yeah, it's a win for me. I understand everyone. The valuations on Zuma are going to differ based off of your opinion of him, but I think it was probably more around 25 is what Chelsea had in mind. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. As long as you're paying less than that 80, it's a win. You know, you don't have to pay that release clause. It's good business.
I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans. I don't know if you guys, but I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans, minor Chelsea fans, sort of being a little bit hesitant towards the deal and saying, well, why are we bringing someone that's small? He's not going to be able to compete in the league. He's going to struggle with, you know, the physicality of it, etc. And I know this is only stats based on what he's done in Spain, and the Spanish league is different to the Premier League. But Newman, who's I follow Newman, I think he's great. He's always on point with his stats and that. He says Jules Koundé for Sevilla last season, most passes played into the final third, 165. Most aerial duels won, 118. This is for Seville, yeah. Most balls recovery, 312. Most interceptions, 42. We had the second most clearances at 140. The second most progressive passes at 141. When you think about that one there, that means he's doing it more than the natural CMs that are in their team. which is quite impressive. Progressive passing. He's looking up. He's always looking up and playing that ball forward. He never goes sideways, backwards. He's always looking to try and get us on the front foot. And I think that's a big thing, you know. And then it's his second best pressing success as well, which is another good thing because people were saying, oh, you know, he doesn't get tight on, but he does. He gets proper tight on strikers, and he's got pace. So even if he gets turned, his recovery is very, very good. And we'll see. Because like we said, obviously there is a big difference between the La Liga and the Premier League, but at the same time, I do think he'll be able to cope. What's your thoughts, Mo? Do you think he'll be able to cope with this, or are you still a little bit hesitant on Koundé? Can you hear me?
Mo?
Mo?
Things on mute.
Mo, you're on mute. What's he doing?
Jim, I'll say this. Jim, I'll say this real.
Go on. I thought it was me. Go on.
I'll say this real quick.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead, Mo. Go. Can we hear Mo?
Yeah, I can hear you guys, but it's coming down in buckets right now.
Oh, right.
I isn't very clear.
I asked you a question and you were just staring at me.
Oh, is that to me? Oh, sorry, my bad. No, because the audio isn't clear from my end.
That's all right.
Can you just repeat that question? Was it in regards to Koundé?
No. Yeah, I just basically just said, obviously, you've seen the stats for Koundé and what he did in La Liga, and there's obviously a lot of Chelsea fans that are, it's not a lot, Chelsea fans that are quite sceptical of him being able to do it. Do you think he can do it, or how do you feel?
Yeah, no, listen. The Premier League is different. The Premier League is different to the Spanish league and to the other leagues. It is a more physical league. It's a more what's the word here? The pace, the strength, the style of play in the Premier League is a lot different. We see a lot of long balls. We see a lot of crosses in the Premier League. But we also saw a player who has never played in the Premier League come in and adjust really quickly, and that was Thiago Silva. So it's not too much of a difference with respect to defending. Defending is all about positioning. It's all about reading the game, and I think Koundé has shown that he can do that. Also, his style of play is very much to what Tuchel wants in respect to playing the ball out from the back, distribution. And that side of the gameplay. So I think Koundé will be able to adapt quite easily. Now I can see why some people might be a little bit pessimistic in respect to that because of his size, because of his experience, because of his age. But I think he is at the right point in his career to adapt to the Premier League. I mean, it's more of a what's the word here? It's more of a risk because of his attributes, but at the same time, the reward, I think, in my opinion, would be quite substantial should he achieve what we think he can achieve. And I'm not really too bothered about his size because, I mean, look at Kante. He's one of the smallest people in our team, and he's one of the most physical people in our team. So size isn't really that big of a problem. Only when it comes to maybe crosses and corners. And maybe we'll have to work something out in respect to that. But yeah, I don't have a problem with his size and his physicality, to be honest.
I agree with you 100%, and everything you said in that makes a total sense as well. There's 250 people here right now, so make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well, guys. We have got Will, we have got Coach Critic here as well with us. I'm going to go start with Will quickly because Will, this is the first time me and Will are actually on the same length, like same agreement when it comes to a player, innit? And he knows how much I love Koundé, and I know how much he loves him. But Will, tell the people how excited you are with Koundé coming to Chelsea. Go on.
I mean, you can go back through my old tweets for months. I've been tweeting about this guy. I didn't think we were going to get him. I thought Sevilla were going to be very strict on keeping him, and I thought they'd make us pay the release clause. But I don't know how we're close to agreeing a fee of that cheap, and Zuma, who's not even an important player in our squad. So it's a mental deal. I'm very excited for this.
Will, what's your thoughts on some of the minor Chelsea fans saying that he's going to struggle with the physicality, he's small, he's this and that? What's your thoughts? How do you think he's going to play in the Premier League once he comes over?
I don't think his height will be an issue because I think we'll play him in the right side of a three. I can see him pretty much playing that Azpilicueta role, and no one worries about Azpilicueta's height. And you could argue Koundé's got more of a leap on him than Azpilicueta. So this says to me that we're not going to go for an Adama Traore, which I'm happy about as well.
Yeah.
Reece James looks like he's going to keep his place in right wing back. So yeah, I think it's a good deal all round, and he's going to strengthen us for years and years to come.
I agree. Coach Critic, how you doing, bro? You all right?
What's going on, fellas? Everything good?
All good. What's your thoughts on what Fabrizio Romano's just come out with just about half hour, 40 minutes ago? Are you happy with the way Chelsea are doing business?
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about this yesterday. The same idea, just the idea that Chelsea move in silence, and when they do, it's usually to the benefit of the club. And this is just another example of that, as far as I'm concerned. Like getting a player like Koundé, as I'm sure all of you guys have mentioned in the chat so far, and in the panel. He's versatile. He's a guy that's going to help us in so many different ways. I do think that he's a natural replacement for Azpilicueta, just based on the fact that he is aggressive in the tackle. He's quick up and down the right flank, and he's a guy that that definitely can close. I mean, you showed the stats. My man Newman put it up. Like the way he presses is exactly what we need in the game. That's exactly how we play. It's a perfect fit for what Thomas Tuchel wants to do with the Chelsea side. And as far as his defensive capabilities, his aerial presence and whatnot, I'm not really concerned about that, because when you look at it, we don't necessarily give up a lot of chances that way. Like you look at when Chelsea. When Tuchel came into the side, how many actual like clear-cut opportunities did we give away? Haven't really been that many. Like we were so much in possession of the football that we didn't really have a lot of situations where we were under duress and, you know, a wave after wave of attack. We're in control of the ball. And so the way I look at it, if we have possession 60-70% of the game, the situations that we'll be called upon to make aerial clearances or stuff like that is just going to be minuscule. It's not going to be as plentiful as, say, us being in possession and imposing our will on the opponent. You know, so having a guy like Koundé who's good playing out from the back, he can get up and down the pitch. He's a guy that can progress the ball, probably better than any one of our center backs right now. It's a win-win. You know, so I'm pleased with what we're doing right now. I'm pleased with the idea of like attacking football, possession-based football, like putting more of the emphasis on that more so than like, okay, well, we have to be balanced and whatnot. We have to be more defensive. I think football is moving away from that. I think we need to be more on the front foot, have possession, and, you know, kill people when we have it.
I agree massively with what you're saying. And one thing that we've got to do as well as fans is we've got to be patient when we bring players in. And I think we lack the whole kind of being patient now. It's like if you bring someone in, they've got to perform. That's it. There's no two ways about it. And don't get me wrong, not every player that comes in is going to hit the ground running. You saw it last season. Look at Ziyech, you know, struggling. Timo Werner, I thought, didn't have a bad season. He just wasn't putting it in the back of the net. Havertz was in and out with COVID and injuries and etc. So, you know, he will come over, and I hope he does hit the ground running. I think he gets in the team. I'll be surprised if he doesn't play that many games next season. I think he should be playing in my eyes. But we've got competition and we've got a good defence. Our defence has got to be one of the best in the league, if the best, when you think about it, depending on what level Van Dijk comes back and how Diaz does next season. I think we've got an all-round better defence than most. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, Jim, can I just say a couple of quick things before I got to jump it? In regards to his height, I mean, he's essentially the same kind of size or height-wise as a Cesar Azpilicueta, and I think we could all agree Azpilicueta's been pretty good when he's played at center back. He's also built like a. I don't want to curse, but the man is built. Okay, he's got a body to him, so it's not like a soft, short dude. And then, you know, Thiago Silva is also only 6 feet tall. I know it kind of gets lost in the weeds because he's such a great center back, but he's only 6 feet tall, so it's not like he's a tower out there. And then again, like I think like one of the panelists was saying, the way we play, where our center backs play from the back, progressing the ball forward. It's just what he does best. It's one of his great tools is to be able to pass the ball. I don't know if anyone saw yesterday, but Lewis Baker was playing as the center back in our back three, and he actually played pretty fantastic. If anyone got to see the game, but that's because what Tuchel asked that center back to do is be a creator, which is why Thiago's so great at it. And when Christensen plays there, he's really good at it as well. So it just fits the mold of what we do. I think it's a great signing for the present and for the future. And Thiago Silva is going to be rotated quite a bit next year, and really probably only playing in really important games. So you'll see Christensen in the middle quite a bit next year with Kounde, I think, on the right side for a large majority of our games. So again, I just think it's a really great signing. But I got to jump. So big up to everyone. I hope everyone has a good afternoon. And
take care of yourself, bro.
thanks for having
Josh,
me,
thank you again, bro. Appreciate it as always.
Peace.
Take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself. Declared's there as well. He's not about to say anything yet. What's your thoughts on it, bro? How you doing? You all good?
What's going on, Jim?
All good, bro.
I haven't said anything. I thought we'll take it turns or something.
No, go on, mate. Go on. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the whole Koundé thing? Are you as excited as most, or are you on the sort of the other side of it? What's your thoughts?
I'm not so much excited, but it is a good deal. Zuma was at his peak. I think Zuma wanted to go. And everyone was after Koundé. So it works out. We get him off our books. Zuma can go. He doesn't have to go to a rival like been mentioned before. And it's a like-for-life good deal. And if he needs an adjusting period, we've got other centre-backs to start in front of him as well. So it's not like we're going for that, we desperately needed a centre-back. That's not the case, but we do have options now.
We do.
If I can come in for a second, I disagree with Zuma wanting to go. I think it's more of the fact that Tuchel prefers a different style of defender, and Tuchel prefers Zuma to be replaced by Koundé rather than Zuma wanting to go. I think Zuma is quite pleased with his career at Chelsea. I think he has done well with Chelsea. Winning the Champions League, I can't really see anybody wanting to leave Chelsea.
No, you misunderstood, Mo. The reason he wants to leave is what you said. Is because he wants game time.
No.
Because he's at the peak of his career at the moment.
What I'm trying to say is this. If I was in his position, if I was in his place, I would rather stay for my position. But I think it's more of Tuchel wanting to place him quickly with someone that plays more to his style. So it's rather wanting to change than Zuma wanting to leave. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's a stylistic view, yeah. But that's what I meant when I said that Zuma wants to leave. It's because he's tried to fight for his spot, and he's last in the pecking order. And because Tuchel wants ball-playing defenders, and so he's not going to stay for another season to go through that again. The writing's on the wall, and he's peaking his career. So that's what I mean. Like him wanting to go is also him being so at the peak. I felt like probably we would have got more money for him, but in the pandemic, not many people want to sell. So every player has a premium on them. So us getting rid of players on our books, which we needed because we're well stacked, is actually good. That's why I think a lot of our deals sound like player swap deals, because I think we're attempting player swap deals as the first offer before pure cash, if we're going for any player.
I hear you. I do hear you. Obviously, I just want to address what Ram said here. Big up to Rams as well. He's saying, I'm surprised Chelsea fans like him. I thought you wanted a leader, a commanding presence in your defence. Now, the answer to that is we do want a leader. Do we have a leader at the moment? Yeah, temporarily in Thiago Silva. But the thing is this, Ram. You tell me how many great defenders out there that are leaders currently that Chelsea could, look to go and buy, because it's not 10 years ago.
Marquinhos, one I could say is Marquinhos.
Maybe one, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting
if the
at.
dream happens.
So this thing of needing a leader, we do need a leader. We do. Trust me, it's important. But there's not any out there to just go and buy, barring Marquinhos. So this is the issue. You've got the the way of football and the generations have changed so much for me. Like back in the day, you were used to having like a brutal leader, like a Vidic, a Terry. Do you know what I mean? Like there was always these top captains that were, built as leaders. Now you struggle. Van Dijk's a leader. Harry Maguire, maybe, but Rams, what you saying?
No, I'm surprised because we had this conversation like a couple of months ago about getting a new centre back, and I'm just proved right in the end because I told all of you there are barely any commanding leader like centre backs out there.
Yeah, I knew that.
I could only name 5 off the top of my head, and they won't join Chelsea. So I'm just gonna say it here to say I'm right as always. Thank you.
Well, no, you're just a Liverpool fan coming in to drop your stool. That's what you're coming in to do because you ain't signing anyone, and we're starting to sign players. So stop it.
Wait. Everyone knows that we take our sweet ass time with it. Do I like it? Absolutely not.
Well, listen, look, use like hanging on the balance. Use like hanging on the balance, hoping that Van Dijk will come back to the same level as he did before. And he's had such a serious injury, so that's what I'm going to say.
I mean, all I can say, it does give me hope that 40-year-old Chiellini can run up and down the pitch, and he had a similar injury like Van Dijk, so it gives me a little bit of hope.
There's levels, in terms of attitudes, and but it is what it is. Ram, it's nice of you to come in and actually just ruin our moods and dampen our happiness. Do you not think Koundé's a good player though, Rams? While you're here, do you think he's a good talent, or what's your thoughts on him?
I think he's good for your system. He is. I think in the 3-back system he'll be very, very good for you. Him with Thiago Silva, Rudiger. I mean, Rudiger can be that big guy in the centre back and playing a centre back. He's about 6'3". He's a quite soft centre back. I think he'd be very good. That pacey centre back. Rudiger is quite pacey, but he's a lot more pacier than Rudiger. So I think he's a great signing for you. He is a good signing. And he's young. He's young as well. So even better.
Young. Yeah, he's young. He's a top player, and he's going to bring a lot of versatility. Is the word I keep saying it. He's going to be so important with his versatility and what he offers to us as well. And it's going to be big, and I'm looking forward to seeing him at our club. But I did want to touch on one other topic, and it's the central midfield aspect. It's what are we doing here? Because obviously Declan Rice is looking like it's not going to happen because West Ham are holding out, from what I've been told, for 70 million plus they want a player. That's what I've been told. On top of that, Chelsea are no way going to fall to their demands on that. Obviously, Koundé's agent is the same agent as Tchouaméni's. So, I mean, is there any chance that maybe a late deal for Tchouaméni, whilst we've got Koundé on, could happen? Like, what are your thoughts around it? Do you think we will actually get someone in that position, Mo?
I think. Was that just to me?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I think more at the end. I don't know. It's the audio. Yeah. No, I think the fact that they have the same agent rings true to me in respect to something could be happening behind the scenes with Tchouaméni. We haven't really heard nothing recently about this deal. We haven't really heard anything coming in regards to Chelsea making a Chelsea inquiring. We heard rumblings a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, in regards to Tchouaméni, but then everything stopped. And it's similar to the situation where we heard things a couple of months about Koundé, but then nothing, and then all of a sudden, yesterday the big news breaks out. So maybe Tchouaméni also in the works here. I wouldn't be surprised to see it happening. And also the price. If we're paying 30 million plus Zuma or something in that nature for Koundé, and then we're playing, to get Haaland, can we really afford to pay, more than 30, 40 million for a DM? So I think we will get a DM. I'm not sure the DM will be announced before the striker.
Yeah.
One of those things that you have to balance because I was surprised to hear any signings before the striker, to be honest. So it could go either way, but I think we will be hearing a couple of weeks in regards to the DM position. And I'm less inclined to believe that Declan Rice will be that player that we will be signing. I know there's a lot of people in the Chelsea families who are pushing the narrative for Declan Rice. He's the choice of Tuchel, he's the choice of the club. But is he really the choice of Tuchel? Is he really the choice of the club, or is he the choice of certain individuals within the club. Tuchel wouldn't mind having Declan Rice because Declan Rice is a very good player, and if the club is prepared to pay that money, he's not going to refuse it. But is he the choice of Tuchel really, or would Tuchel prefer someone different? I don't know. It's one of those questions I would have to wait and see the answer.
I think Mo, those just that I think those about in Chelsea club. I think they were rumors, and I think Tuchel has no interest in Rice at all whatsoever.
I hear you.
They're both rumors, true.
Yeah,
because there's the people that hate Rice want Tchouameni and say all the great things about Tchouameni, and the people that like Rice. Well, I don't think we're going to get DM, to be honest, because we're looking for a backup. We're not looking for a starter, and these names that have been mentioned would want to start, not a behind Kovacic, not a fourth choice, because if you watch the preseason game, Tuchel's been testing a lot of players in those positions, and he just wants one or two backups, and that's all he needs. So there's no point in spending heaps of money for just a backup.
But Tchouameni could play a backup or get him and then put him on loan for a season, because I think having him is an investment. He's young, he can have potential.
You don't put an investment on the bench. You know what I mean?
No, you can put him on loan and then he can come back. So I think he can definitely fight for a start spot if he plays the DM role, because only a DM is Jorginho. But again, I don't see us signing a DM or a midfielder this season. Honestly, I think Haaland
Look, you did mention a loan. We're not going to get a loan on him and just to keep him back at the club.
If we're not looking to sign someone, then surely we've got to be looking at what we have within, right? So someone's going to actually fill that someone's got to fill that gap. We know that Kovacic and Kante can get injured or will get injured throughout the season at some point. Hopefully they don't, but especially on Kante's aspect, he gets injured at some point throughout the season. And I just think it's an area that we do need to slightly be worried about. I think Koundé gives us versatility, because he can slip in there. I do think he can slip in there, but I don't think he was bought to play in that position, if that makes sense. I expect him to play along the back as well. But we've got it's a blue boy here as well. What's your name? Is it Alan?
Yeah, that's correct.
How you doing? Are you right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. All the way from Jamaica, Montego Bay.
Oh, big up to you, mate. Big up. What do you want to say, mate? Tell us. What's your thoughts on what we've spoken about today? Koundé, midfielders. Tell us.
Well, Koundé, it's a good signing. It's not like I'm really excited about him coming, but it's a good signing. With our system that we play, he fits in like a glove to a hand. He progresses well with the ball. He's athletic. So it's good for him. It's good for the club. He offers us, coverage on whether the left or the right side, whichever. But I'm not really excited because I really wanted to see, some of our young centre backs, come through. I mean, we sold one to AC Milan, sold one to Crystal Palace. I know probably they are not the same mold, but I would have loved to see one of those guys, coming through this season. So I don't have anything against Koundé. It's just that I really wanted to see one of those guys come through this season. I mean, they've been in England all their life, came through the system. So I mean, what is there for them to get used to other than playing in the coach's system? So Koundé is a very good addition. It doesn't hurt to have him, and I was surprised because I wasn't thinking that we were looking for defensive coverage at this moment. So I was a bit surprised. So it's a win-win, I say. It doesn't take away anything from us as a club. In terms of the midfield, right now, I think that Tuchel is going to take a good look at everyone that's coming back in preseason before they decide to get anyone for any type of coverage in the midfield. So he's going to have a look at Conor Gallagher. He's going to have a look at Rostas Cheek. He's going to have a look at Bakayoko. So he's going to give those guys a look in, I think, before he really decides to get anyone in the midfield. And up front, that's where I think we needed the most reinforcements. And I'm really hoping that we can get somebody in. I know we have a couple good guys, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Tammy Abraham. But, if we're looking to take the club to the next level, we need an elite goal scorer at this moment. And I think we should be looking for an elite goal scorer at this moment.
I hear you, and you make a lot of sense in what you say there as well. We'll go to Collins as well, but before we do that, I just want to read out what Nizar Kinselas has come out with about 12 minutes ago. He's saying Koundé's progressing well. Zuma seems to be open to join Seville, despite Premier League clubs looking at hijacking the talk. Chelsea have plenty left to do. Business for two more big signings if they pull it off as a swap. So he's saying that they've got 2 more big signings in them after this, basically, to try and get done. Negotiations are active but far from done. Seville are not desperate to sell after raising funds through Brian Gill and Tottenham. Zuma could be included. So he thinks Chelsea is still going to look to try and bring in at least 2 more big signings through the door, which is interesting.
Haaland.
Well, hopefully it is Haaland, man. I really do. But Colin, what's your thoughts, my man?
Yeah, good evening, mate.
Good evening. You're good. Yeah,
I'm calling from Malaysia.
Oh, nice, mate. Nice.
Yeah, nice, man. So it's nice to be here. Seriously, I'm very happy to be here. You know, I've been listening to you. You guys are doing well. But to be honest with you, like yesterday, I was listening to you on Football Terrorists, you know, when you were talking about with other black guy there. I don't know what he's talking about, because sometimes when you look at the Chelsea team now, that what Chelsea did is what they're supposed to do. When you look at the system, what we are meant to be and what we want to achieve this season, we should believe in whatever Tuchel wants to do, whatever the system he wants. So he knows the better people to use in that. Yeah. So when you look at it, Zuma, I like Zuma very well, because coming back from the whole injury, you know, trying to prove yourself, go to Stoke City, go to Everton, he wants to prove yourself. But yeah, we need to go another bit. I mean, you need to go for that. And if you remember, Thiago Silva is getting, maybe by next year, he's not going to be in Chelsea. We need to be thinking future, how we're going to plan ahead. So when you have somebody like Koundé, who happened to be one of the best defenders at his age now, so you have to grab him with this opportunity. So for me, using Zuma as a swap deal, that is a fantastic, if you ask me. Then if you look at it now, we have Christensen, who is going to renew his contract, which I know that. Then Zuma is going to renew the contract too. And if you watch, we have Zuma now, we have Rudiger, we have Thiago Silva. Maybe by next season, we can be thinking of, okay, we need to strengthen more. Maybe we need to get another defender. Maybe we can go back to Germany to get this guy and buy Liverpool or Wolfsburg, something like that. So there is other people. But for now, we have the team is very okay. Even if we didn't get Haaland, I'm not worried about that. I don't know why everybody is worried about Haaland. Timo Werner, I don't know how we just Chelsea fans can easily give up on somebody. For me, I still have the way I rate Werner. Even if he's not missing all the whole goals, I still rate him high, because people don't look at how he plays the game. It's not about scoring the goal, but look at the whole things he contributing in the game. So if he's not contributing, trust me, coach will bench him, but they know what he contributes to the team. So for me, Timo Werner next season, he will surprise everybody. He's going to surprise everybody because he's going to do well. So bringing Haaland, for me, if we didn't get Haaland, I'm not going to have any grudges against Chelsea. But all I want, if they are not signing Haaland, that's the squad we have. We should watch the preseason yesterday. What I expected from Loftus-Cheek is what he did yesterday. He played the game very well.
But Collins, do you feel like it's Tammy Abraham? I think he might actually stay. You know, people saying they think he's still going to go, but I just don't think we can get away with having a striker.
For me, I will say Tom Abraham. You see Armando Broja. If you watch Armando Broja, look at
very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
If I say Tom Abraham and leave Armando Broja, I'm cool with that. But I don't like Tom Abraham. For me, from starting, the way he plays game is like the way Adebayo plays game. I don't like that kind of
yeah, exactly. How many chances did he have yesterday? Let's be serious, right?
About 3 or 4 passes.
I know it's only pre-season, but come on, man. People keep making excuses for the guy, and it's just, it's just not. It's just, I can't explain it, but I just don't think he's good enough for us.
I go with man.
Tom Abraham is not a striker for Chelsea, because if you watch it very well, even if Timo Werner is not scoring goal, watch his contribution. If he's not scoring goal, what he's doing in the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But if Abraham is not scoring goal, you won't see him contribute. And this time, that the one I like Timo Werner is that when Chelsea, the time we bought Timo Werner, I was kind of happy because he's kind of striker like Aguero, Suarez, and they can dribble, they can move in the box. That is how I want a striker to move. But you see that kind of Adebayo strike, all this maybe chance to score goals. I don't like that kind of striker. So for me, Amanda Broja, if you watch his ball, he hold up yesterday, you know that this guy have a bright future. And for him to sign another contract, show you that he really want to play for Chelsea. And for people, moment about allowing our youth academy to go, I am not worried about that. If you really want to prove yourself, come and show yourself. Man, show yourself. Get show yourself.
Yeah.
So if you really want to be in Chelsea, Billy Gilmore wants to follow because he truly want to become a player in Chelsea. So prove yourself. So I don't. Not only if you come in one team, I would say Chelsea is the only team you have about 6 or 7 academy players playing in the same team. Man City only have only 4. Liverpool only have Transano and who again. So, but if you come to Chelsea, you have about 7, and nobody's talking about that. So for me, I don't care if anybody wants to leave. The door is open for you.
I agree. Yeah.
If you don't win trophy, the same fan that is complaining about will still be complaining, say we are not winning. So and you win again, people will still complain. So you can't complain everybody.
I hear you. Listen, we've got. I'm about 12 subscribers away from 1.6k. There's 260 of you here still. Please subscribe to the channel. We're on our road to 2k at the moment. We massively appreciate if you can do that for us, guys. We're also 14 likes away from 200 likes. So please smash that like button if you're new to GNA TV as well. Who's speaking? Sorry, someone was trying to talk.
Me, Joshua.
Go on, Joshua.
I'm gonna leave this stream. I'm gonna leave this stream. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, bro. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day.
All right, mate.
Thanks, Joshua.
See you later. Coach Critic. Yeah, what's your thoughts about Tammy Abraham, man? Like, how do you feel of him as a player for Chelsea? If Chelsea don't sign a Haaland, do you think? Obviously, I think he will stay, but do you think he can? Do you think we could get away with having him for one more season or 2 seasons if you like him? I don't know. Tell me, what's your thoughts?
I just think we got to look at how we're trying to play the game and what we like our strikers to do. It looked like last year Tuchel was trying to get his strikers in the half spaces to pull defenders out of position and get runs in behind.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Tammy is very good in half spaces. I don't think that his hold up play is not very good, and I don't think that his ability to attract defenders and find passes is good enough for what we need in that position. I don't think, even if he stays, I don't think that he's going to be getting a lot of game time. And if he does, I don't think that we're going to be very successful in the style that we're currently trying to play right now. Seems to me like Tammy is the kind of guy that needs, I don't want to call him Tappy, but like
Tappy Abraham. Yeah.
It seems like he needs it put on a plate for him half the time. He's not really creating anything on his own. I mean, there was a couple games where I thought he showed that ability. I think it was like might have been the game against Wolves a couple of years ago, where he went 1v1 against a defender, dribbled past him once and then buried it in the corner. I just don't see enough of that for him to play in this particular system. It's not that he's not a good striker. I think that if you give him chances, he'll bury more than he'll miss. That's rough.
Big run, man. Big run. That is harsh, man. That is deep.
But I will say this. If he goes into another team, if he goes to a West Ham, or he goes to even an Arsenal, I think he's going to bang goals. I just don't think that he's adept enough to play our particular system right now. I mean, he scored 15 for us under Frank, right? So it's not like he can't score goals. It's just the fact that he's not the type of striker that will work within the system that we're currently using.
Yeah, I agree.
Coach, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Coach, because he seems to be like a poacher. You have to be in and around the box, getting some scrappy goals and stuff like that. I mean, he scored, I think 20+ goals when he was at Swansea. When he went down in the championship, He scored a lot of goals, so we know that he can score goals. You know, but I just feel for him that this system, it doesn't really suit him, to be honest. And I feel for him because he can score goals, but it's just a system that you know it doesn't cater to his style and a lot of stuff that he offers.
Yeah, Mo, can you hear us?
Yep.
What's your thoughts on Tammy? I don't know if you've actually spoke about it on your channel or not, but do you think?
Yeah.
If you don't
Tammy.
Go
on. In regards to Tammy, we're going to look at different things. Firstly, Tammy had a dip in force when his Frank Lampard left, sacked, because I think he was off a lot of confidence from Frank Lampard. Now he is suffering from a lack of confidence. I mean, even yesterday when he was playing, you can see it on him. I mean, when he missed those chances, it affected him. So I'm getting a lot of feedback. Is there someone's mic?
Yeah,
it's Colin. I think Colin.
Yeah,
I think Colin's
Peter
mics.
Yeah. So confidence-wise, he has an issue. Yeah, still getting feedback, guys. Can you guys mute your mic?
He didn't unmute. Colin, mate, I think you got to mute your mic.
Colin, mute if you can, mate. Mute your mic because we're getting feedback when we're talking, so we can't actually hear what you're saying. Can you hear now? Is that better? It's better.
That's still there. Anyway. So that is one issue. That is one issue that we have in regards to Tammy Abraham. But now it's better.
Yeah, I just muted him. That's why.
The other thing is this. We got to look at the striker situation as a whole, not just Tammy Abraham. Armando Broja, he has been touted to be out on loan by a number of clubs, but Chelsea have refused to hear about this because they want to keep him this season. So Armando Broja is staying. Tammy Abraham's situation is a little bit fluid. The other thing that happened with the Koundé story, it reflects upon the situation as well, because if Chelsea are making moves on a centre back, on a position that wasn't even considered for a good portion last month, because we were talking about a DM, we were talking about a replacement goalkeeper for the African nations, we were talking about a striker, but we weren't talking about a centre back. We were talking about a right wing back with the Ashraf Hakimi story, but we weren't talking about a centre back. So Chelsea are now buying a centre back, even though our priority is a striker. To me, that just shows that we are progressing in regards to the striker situation, because Chelsea would not be looking to deal or to make this deal happen if they didn't already be in an advanced position in the current striker situation. So Tammy Abraham, for me, is a player that will have a role to play should we fail to get a striker. If we fail to get a striker, Tammy Abraham will stay at Chelsea. He signs an extension or not. I think Chelsea will be quite happy to see him run out his contract and go out on a free, rather than to be in a position where we don't have a striker at the club. I mean, if we were to sell Tammy Abraham today, we get for him 40 million, 35 million, no problem. You know, we can throw that money away, keep him for another couple of seasons, just to make sure we don't end up in a position where we don't have a strike. Armando Broja is up and coming. Armando Broja is someone that we can depend on in a couple of seasons. Season coming, he'll play a bit of part role. Next season coming, a bit part role. But I think Tammy Abraham, with his experience and with his goals, I think he will be our number two, or at least a backup, should we not be able to secure Haaland, Lukaku, Lewandowski, you know, someone of that caliber. I think Tammy Abraham is just suffering in regards to his morale and his motivation, and if we can fix that, things will change moving forward.
I hear you, and yeah, I totally agree as well. I totally agree. I do think we will bring someone in, though. I still think the striker position is something that will get sorted one way or the other. If it's not Haaland, there will be someone of some kind. I don't know who. Don't ask me. I've not been told by anyone, but it's going to be interesting to see. Blue Ice is here. What are you saying, Blue Ice?
Hey, gentlemen. Morning. How you doing?
Not bad, mate. Not bad.
Good.
Blue Ice.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on Koundé, bro? Tell us.
Hey, I'm excited, but with caution. Like they say, counting my teeth with my tongue. Yeah, again, I don't want to get too excited. I don't know much about him. I've seen him play. I've watched few of his games, but all of a sudden the Chelsea fan base seem to know more about Koundé than they do Rudiger. That's what scares me. It's like that's what scares me. But yeah, I just wonder.
Koundé experts in the house.
Sorry?
Experts. All Koundé experts.
Yeah,
We're all Koundé experts now.
I'm like, is it not the same YouTube clips that I watch? No, but to be honest with you, I'm excited. I just want Chelsea to do business. It's about time we start putting some line items on the balance sheet. It's unfortunate that it looks like Kurt Zouma will take the fall, but I think it's about time. And if Koundé is going to help us improve that back line from a ball-playing defender standpoint, then so be it. But the EPL is a different potatoes, man. Different potatoes. I'm just curious to see how he turns it around. But yeah, excited about that for sure.
I think one thing I would say is people keep mentioning about the EPL and the Liga. Yes, there's a big difference in terms of. Can you hear feedback again, or is it me? I can hear something. I hear myself talking.
It's not me.
Okay. That's it. That's better. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, there is a difference in leagues. La Liga and Premier League are different. But the only thing I will say, and I've said it many times, is that the Premier League is more on the floor, moving the ball, playing from the back than it ever was before. 10 years ago, it used to just be hoof it up the pitch, flick it on, and hit and hope. But them days have changed, and we've got a manager that likes to play with the ball. So it doesn't matter if you're playing against the Burnley, who are bigger than us in physicality. They have to get the ball off us. So if we're good at keeping the ball and moving the ball around, and we continue to dominate possession as we have, then the signing of someone like Koundé, for me, he's not going to get found out as much as people think he is. Yeah. Because Tuchel won't allow it. Our system, our styles, the way we play, the way his strengths are able to come out. Does that make sense? Because we're playing in a system that works for him. So,
Jem, do you know, is he more, Jem, you probably know better. Is he more comfortable in a 2 or a 3?
He's more comfortable. I think he will play better in a 3. Okay. He has played in a 2. He can play a 2. Okay. Don't get me wrong. He can do a job. He's not too bad at it. But as a 3, I think you'll be playing more to his strengths. I
never paid attention to Seville's formation. Yeah. Do anybody know what formation they play?
They played 2. They played the 4 at the back. So it was him,
4 at the back,
and Koundé, basically. Yeah.
Okay. So does it mean that Tuchel will be transforming back to a 4 in the back, or is this going to be sort of a flexible, dynamic situation we see changing depending on the game?
What he gives us is versatility to be able to do any of that. So if you want to play 3 at the back and you want him to play as the right centre back, he can do that. If you want him to play as a left centre back, he can do that. He can even play centre back. I know some people don't want to see him as the main focal, but he can. If we've got injuries and we need someone to come in, he can play it. If we switch to a back 4, he can play as a right back, even though we don't need him there because we've got Aspie and James. He can play as a 2 as a centre back. He can even play as a DM because his progression is very good with the ball at his feet. Very, very good with the ball at his feet. He can progress with the ball up the pitch. He's quick. He's always looking to play that ball quickly over the top. I hope he continues to perform I'm hoping he can. I really hope Chelsea fans will be able to see what it is that I'm saying, if you know what I mean. So
yes, yeah.
Can I just make? I want to see if you guys how you guys feel about this, because I think that the game is offensively and defensively are different. Like how you defend and how you attack are completely different. You can attack 3-4-3 and you could defend 5-3-2, right? And if we play with 4 at the back, for instance, I could see Koundé being one of the defenders that comes up and comes into the midfield to help build attacks and having a back 3 when we're attacking. Whereas, it's not. I don't think that if we play with a back 4, it means that we're just going to attack with a 4-3-3, or if we play with a 3-4-3, that we're just going to attack, like that. So that's kind of how I think he just provides versatility in our system.
Interesting.
But when Tuchel was playing for,
So I was just
When
say,
Jules was
yeah,
playing 4-3-3, he adapted, right? He had Marquinhos play DM, which on the defense he became 3 centre backs. So I don't think he's going to change now.
We're doing the other side of that right now. When we're playing 5 at the back or 3 at the back, moving forward, play a high line, having 2 playing as a pivot in regards to defense, and one of the 3 is moving forward as a DM. So we've seen that, and I think that's one of the flaws that Zuma has. He can do that, while as Rudiger can, Thiago can, Aspi can, Christensen can, and Koundé will be able to do that as well forward. So that is one aspect that I think we lack, or we'll see how able it is the Tuchel system, both in attack and as well as in defense. Tuchel wants to have a more versatile team. Koundé offers that, and that's a very valuable asset to have moving forward next season.
Yeah, Koundé falls into the Reece James, Aspilicueta group, where you can play right centre back and wing back, and maybe even DM if the worst case scenario. So he's versatile. Whereas with Zuma, when he's ball playing skills, where he was the lowest ranked out of all the defenders when it came to ball playing, he was the lowest in the pecking order. That's why he never got a game, and that was his weakness. So. I can see why these trades happening and working out for us.
Well, we got a chat here from Javier Perez. He's a Sevilla fan, and he's saying you guys are taking the next Sergio Ramos. No joke. We are not happy with the offer over here in Seville. There you go. So that's a Sevilla fan saying.
Nice.
But you guys are getting the next this. There you go. Make me feel better.
You're getting the next new. What's his name? Desai, mate. You're getting the new Desai. Yeah. That's what you're getting.
We're not happy about that.
Nah, to be fair, we have definitely got the better part of the bargain, haven't we? Let's be serious on that one.
Well, they're getting 30 mil, so I mean, if that's accurate, sorry, that's a big amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, that is a good deal. If you watch very well, that is a good deal. Nobody believed that. Even after yesterday, if someone tell me that we're going to pay 25 mil for Koundé, I won't believe it. So that shows you how we negotiate, how we do our deal. Our rival, we keep talking about Koundé. If you watch last month, 3 months ago, Manchester United were linking Koundé. All Manchester United fans were talking. They have
even Liverpool. It was Liverpool first.
But
listen. Let's be honest. We've been missing. We've been missing the Afro since Willian and David Luiz left. We don't have an Afro in the team. We've been missing that. And Koundé's gonna bring that back in, man. we need that, man. It just gives us that vibe, innit?
No, the guy is a good footballer. If you watch how he plays, because for me, I used to watch La Liga very well. I watch La Liga, I watch Italian League, I watch Bundesliga very well, because when he went to Spain, I used to support Barcelona there. So I used to watch La Liga very well. So when it comes to Koundé, I know him very well. So, and the guy used to play ball very well. So for me, I'm not having any doubt about his.
I want to ask you a question. I mean, if you've been following him for so long, can you confirm or disprove this notion that he's not physical enough? I mean, his size, his ability as a defender, is he? Tell us.
My brother, you look at if you watch Koundé play ball, it's like when you watch this guy Pio. You understand? If you watch Pio, that kind of stature of Pio, you understand? That is what Koundé is. For me, all these things they're talking about, they can be talking anything they want. Koundé is very big, you understand? Not forget about the talk. Sometimes football is not about how tall you are.
It's jealousy. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's your brain. How you play with your brain. It's not, if you watch people football is all about here. What you play from here. It's not about how tall you are. For me, I do watch Koundé very well. They will be surprised. Nobody's happy because Chelsea is signing Koundé. And another thing again, Koundé is already become a legend because for not going to Tottenham, he's already a legend. So only that one alone, I'm making him a legend in Chelsea. So for me, I don't have any problem. He will come to Chelsea and he will blend in very well. And
I agree.
He's not playing under Lampard. He's playing under one of the best managers. So he's going to surprise people. So for me, I don't have any doubt, because if you come, we are not going to be pressured to rush Koundé. So you can't play, because we already have people gradually.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with it.
the one thing that's slightly annoying is the comparison to Varane. Now, people keep forgetting that Varane is 27 and Koundé is 22. He's done a lot more in his career than what Koundé has because Koundé is still very young. No one's saying Koundé is better than Varane. We need to understand this. It's completely two different levels.
Cam, you got to look at it. It will probably got the better. To me, this is a better deal, and I make the Varane's a better player at the moment, and he's 28 now. He's 28, so you got 60 years, right?
Yeah,
Varane's been injured. He's so injury prone.
Yes,
and he's been so light-footed. He's coming to a more physical league, and he's on way more money. So there's a lot more ceiling for Koundé, and there's more versatility to him. Where if we got Varane, and he's so injury prone, and he probably couldn't be as versatile as well. So I like the Koundé thing better. And with Zuma as well. I'm never going to connect Zuma.
Who is he benching? Who is he benching?
It's not about who is going to bench. It's not about, for Chelsea now. If you watch when Thiago Silva have injury and Christensen coming, Christensen play better. You understand? So for Chelsea now, any of them that is ready to start, you don't mind anybody that is starting. All of them are good to start, but you can't start 4 defenders at a time. You have to pick one.
There's one has to be on the bench. So
Koundé is going to be on the bench. We know
for now,
that, we can admit it. Koundé is going to be on the bench.
Yeah,
right. He's going to be integrated slowly, and you're going to see him pop up, and maybe injuries, but we know for sure he's going to start.
And one thing,
solid back three that we had.
People don't know about Koundé is that if you watch now, why fans other club are not happy about Koundé? If you watch it very well now, why they are not happy about Koundé? Watch. Liverpool signed the guy. He always have injury. Then he come Varane. Varane is getting old. Then he comes to Ben White. Arsenal signed Ben White for 50 million. Somebody, if you watch, Ben White is not that kind of maybe a bigger player. So signing Koundé for like 25 million plus Zuma, which we all know that even before we want to give Zuma like 20 million can get Zuma. Chelsea can sell Zuma for 20 million or 25. So getting Zuma out of web B2 and bringing Koundé is something. Is one of the bigger for me. It's a win-win thing. For me, it's a very good win-win thing.
I hear that. We've got the Sevilla fan here again. He's saying you guys, Javier, his name is, you guys are going to fall in love with his game, and he has the mentality of a veteran. It's a win situation for you guys. He really rates him, and he's a Sevilla fan himself. So
this guy's more of a Chelsea fan than some of our Chelsea fans. Everyone's been rating on his height. Koundé's like 1.8, like meters, and Silva's not. He's about the same, 1.3. No one mentions height. When everyone nitpicks and gets full anxiety about people they didn't want.
Yeah. No, look, listen, guys, nearly 2 hours. 250 people still here as well. Massively appreciate that as well. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell notification button. Literally, it's below this screen right now. Just hit it. That will let you guys know when I go live. And it'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on and what we're doing as well.
And guys, one thing again, Koundé is very fast. He's very fast. He's very fast. He is very fast. So imagine when you play Koundé with Regis, the same place. Nobody's going to pass that.
Trust me, Collins. Me and you, we're both excited. Trust me, I like him a lot. People know how I am when it comes to Koundé. I think he's a top player. So we'll see what happens. But we've got obviously Mo. I was going to say Baggy TV, but it's not Baggy TV no more. It's the Blue Lounge. The Blue Lounge. So make sure you go and follow the Blue Lounge on YouTube, guys. Go and tune in over there. I'm usually on there most nights anyway. Now I'm part of his panel as well, so I'll jump on there as of when. So make sure you all 240 of you guys go over there and subscribe to him. And the same with ZVO Genius as well. He's got CFC chats and on YouTube as well. He's on his way to 2K. Make sure that you subscribe for him as well. Ram's here quickly. What do you want to say before I finish? I know you're going to say something.
Who brought up Liverpool's name in this? I want to know. I want to know who brought up Liverpool's name. Why did you bring up their name? Why? There was no need to. Just enjoy your player and don't bring our name into this conversation. Thank you.
Listen, you worry about trying to win a league again, yeah? That's what I'm going to say, yeah, with your team.
When was the last time you won a league?
When's the last time you won a league? 3 or 4 players. When's the last time you bought 3 or 4 players? When did you start spending money like Chelsea did? When's the last time did you do that?
and that doesn't matter. We won a league before you did.
You did, but we won a Champions League before you did.
You already completed it. Very good, very good. That's very good.
You see that coming, did you?
Very good, very
It's
good.
a good one. It's a good one. But guys, thank you very much. Still
Thanks, guys.
Make sure you smash the like button. Thank you to Couch Critic, to Video Genius Collins. Thank you, Blue Ice. Thank you,
Cheers,
Mo,
man. Thanks, bro.
Ram,
Yeah.
Declared.
Peace.
Make sure. I'll be back soon. I don't know when, but I'll be back at some point. You'll see me somewhere.
Thank you.
I'm doing something. But yeah, guys, take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless, and we'll see you again soon. Peace.
VIP, stay low key, like bando bitch, oh please, yeah. Brand new whip, no keys, yeah. Get down on knees, yeah, yeah.